Welcome back to our Express Fringe Festival special. Now, as you know, this festival is definitely for the adventurous theater goer, and it's also very much run on word of mouth. So I'll tell you what I've seen. Raunch, super hilarious, like I mean really funny, and pose some good questions. Also, Happily Ever After, the musical with princesses. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It definitely made me laugh. I've heard too that Lucky 9, TJ Dawes show, and 13 the musical have already been selling out. So it's what you're up to, right? Do you like the dramas? Do you like the comedies? Or do you like the big shows posing big questions? Like Johnny Tomorrow, who's searching for the meaning of life.
My name is Johnny Tomorrow. It was 1985 when I first stepped into this theater on a grade 3 field trip. I returned in 1995 to the sounds of Pink Floyd. The third time I entered this theater, I was the one teaching the kids about astronomy inside the Star Theater.
A fictional character cast in reality.
Welcome to the theater of time and space.
Michael Unger, who plays Johnny, is actually retelling his own personal story, one of an inquisitive youth becoming entranced by the enigmas of the final frontier.
My name is Johnny Tomorrow. I grew up in the era of sci-fi movies, Star Wars and all that. Obviously that's all fiction, but you never quite discount the possibility that maybe something out there and that there's a greater purpose for our human species that hasn't been discovered yet. I think finding life in the universe will help solve those questions.
Playing at the H.R. MacMillan Space Center, the technically ambitious one-man offering is part astronomy lesson and part laser light show.
The stars seem to move around that point of light.
The storytelling is brought to life with technology and seemingly the firmament itself, which is actually the Sky Theater's 45-foot dome projection screen.
So when we got to our moon, Luna, not Yavin 4, in this theater, we can go to different locations with a 360-degree panorama. We can go to a different location in Earth. We can also go anywhere in space. So it's really easy to tell the story of astronomy because we can show people how astronomy works.
There's 1,000 cues that the operator here at the console must trigger individually in time with the motions and the descriptions and the narrations of Mike, the live actor. And it's a complex show. It uses a lot of effects.
And then there's Europa and Enceladus, moons of Jupiter and Saturn.
For Johnny and Michael, the meaning of life down here is finding it up there.
The more questions that we ask about what's out there, the more questions we're asking about us as a species. What are we doing here on this planet? And what are we doing to our planet? We look at what's happening to Mars. Mars may be an indication of what might happen to our planet. Maybe there was water there, now it's gone. What happened to it? Are there any aliens? If we found another species, you know, that may open up a whole new world for us and a whole new meaning for our lives. All of those points of light are sons of creation.
Divining purpose in the stars. We've all done it. The only difference is in what we choose to look for. In Vancouver, I'm Peter Kim for The Express.
Johnny Tomorrow and the Way of the Planetarium is showing at the Space Center, and a great way to get there is to hop a Falls Creek ferry from here at Granville Island or in the West End. It's all about the expanding venues, right? And the expanding variety of shows. This year's Fringe Festival has a big focus on music, and with Maria in the Shower, you get music with a theatrical edge.
Unconventional, yes. Entertaining? Absolutely. Maria in the Shower is just what you'd find at the Fringe Festival.
I want you to dress me in straight lace shoes.
Most of the people who play the Fringe are like, you know, like us, they don't have money behind them or a big sort of mainstream bankable following. People are just experimenting with the forms, with the artistic forms that they have, trying to create something new, and just doing it for the creative joy of it, and that's beautiful.
Named after a Sesame Street character, the band is a cabaret act.
Our act is inspired by circus and vaudeville, very visual, a little bit acrobatic, and but also kind of a historical overview of all music. So what we do is we use acrobatics and other kinds of visual magic to attract people's attention. So it's very intentional.
We're a very eclectic sort of mix of people and personalities.
Folks, now you've listened to all my stories.
This East Vancouver group regularly entertains the neighborhood with their eclectic style.
This is Maria in the shower.
Pulling from all genres of music, from bluegrass to tango.
What I really love most about this group is that it's a blank slate. Anybody can do whatever they want creatively at any point.
After years of playing in cafes and festivals around town, Maria and the Shower now have a following.
It's really nice to go perform and be able to express and engage with people on a very meaningful level.
Don't build a wall around the graveyard. We know I'm trying to get in. Don't build a wall around the graveyard.
They're not only musicians, they're family men, and their biggest fans just might be the little ones in their lives.
They've been part of the music all the way along from the womb, and so actually for Sophia, who's 4, it's just part of her life. It's part of our lives. Oh! I think it's really beautiful to watch her grow up in that.
In Vancouver, I'm Melanie Pineda for The Express.
Everyone will get there in the end.
Post-Fringe, Maria and the Shower will be performing at the Olympic Village Community Center on the 26th. And during the Fringe, if you're interested in music, you can hit the Agro Cafe nightly for the mini music festival. They're even having a closing night dance party on the 19th. You're watching The Express, and this is our Fringe Festival special.
Great.
Oh, perfect.
Awesome. Wow.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you so much.
Adventures on a pedicab. Freud versus his ego.
You learn more in front of an audience than you do in a week of rehearsal.
The Express. This is your local voice.
We will not do as we are told. We will not dump our friends just because someone says they're not cool.
We will not be shy when we have something to say.
We will not let boys have all the sports.
We will not be afraid to take on challenges.
We will not go on diets just to look a certain way.
We will not be ashamed of who we are.
We are girls. We will do what's right for us.
Welcome back to The Express. The Fringe Festival is known for its BYOV, that's Bring Your Own Venue. And one local group that's new to the festival is inviting folks for an adventurous, albeit unexpected ride in a pedicab around Granville Island.
This time tomorrow, what will we see? Fields full of houses, endless rows of crowded streets.
What's it called?
It's a tour. It's a pedicab. You can go on a tour and learn about history.
That is so sweet. Oh, hey, can we take your picture?
Okay.
We're taking pictures all around the country of people with different jobs, and this would just be so perfect.
It's like our way to meet people and break down class distinctions, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here,
yeah?
Take it for
okay.
us.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's awesome. Wow.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you so much. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye. That was really nice of you.
Oh,
You're very kind.
No, you too.
There's something, I don't know, I'm not supposed to do this, but if you reach under your seat, there's a special viewer. Yeah, if you just reach under your seat, there's one for each of you. Yeah. And don't push the button until I tell you, okay? Look inside, and there you go. Don't push the button. It's worth it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the ocean. In 1922, a woman departed from this port. Push the button.
Okay.
She left to travel the world. Push the button. Push the button.
this time tomorrow, what will we see? Fields full of houses, endless rows of crowded streets.
Tour runs nightly from 8 to 11 p.m. with shows about every half hour. And we're going to take you inside the theater for this next one. We know one-man shows are huge at the Fringe, but what about a two-man show that's kind of like a one-man show? Freud versus his ego gives us a humorous take on the famous figure.
Hello? Do I know you? Have we met before? With a hey, nanny, nanny, and a hot cha-cha. Weird, totally.
Sigmund Freud and his ego are brought to life in a new play at the Fringe Festival.
Okay, so we are connected, but separate. Huh.
It's the latest in a series of plays by Ryan Gladstone that feature historical figures in comic situations.
Last year we did The 7 Lives of Louis Riel, and we did one called The Shakespeare Show, or How an Illiterate Son of a Glover Became the Greatest Playwright in the World. Napoleon's Secret Diary, and one called Jesus Christ, The Lost Years. So there's a whole series of these historical icons that we have recast.
Freud is the latest victim, and there is lots of material to choose from.
That's a chaise lounge. Oh my God, there's a chaise lounge! What's the difference? I don't know.
What I love about doing this show is the pace and the energy of it. I get to play a lot of different characters and kind of mess around with accents and being a bit more silly and outrageous than I have been in the past.
It's just so much fun to be on stage playing with somebody else, and you have your third actor as the audience, and you can take in them and incorporate them into what's going on. And
the audience response has been great. Getting laughs night after night is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
You learn more in front of an audience than you do in a week of rehearsal. And so in one performance you can go, oh, you know what will make this bit work better is if we change this or blah, blah, blah.
Something we could do that would affect both of us in the same way.
Ryan has been doing the Canadian Fringe Festival circuit for over 10 years, and both he and Bruce are big fans of this theatrical institution.
Why would you even suggest that?
The Fringe is
risky stuff.
It's risky stuff, and it's, you know what it is? It's cheap. It's cheap. It's like $10 a ticket. It's like cheaper than a movie. Yeah. And yeah, there's world-class stuff from around the world, and yeah, it's risky because sometimes you go see something and it's like totally awful, but sometimes it's the best play you've ever seen in your entire life.
It will change your life.
Yeah, that's
How
true.
about that? How about life-changing stuff?
How about life-changing?
For $10.
$10.
Yeah.
I'm free! Yeah.
In Vancouver, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
Do you know what's going on here?
Not really.
Do you know where we are?
No.
Ryan's company is called Monster Theater, and if you go to the website, you can play a video game called Freud 4000. It's kind of like a companion to the play. You're watching our Express Fringe Festival special, and we have a spotlight on some other shows that people are talking about. A black woman claims to be the queen of the British Empire. She has 1 hour to convince the audience of this, and what they decide is up to them. Is the queen's story plausible, or is she bark raving mad? Find out at Brown Girl in the Ring. London, 1990, the infamous poll tax riot. Jem Rolls tells his shocking true story of confrontation and transformation that bloody day on London streets. Is it a ghost story? See for yourself. This is a new kind of show for the Fringe veteran. Gemma Wilcox returns to take the audience on a shadowy adventure through the life of Sandra and her complex relationships. 20 new exciting characters will grace the waterfront stage with Shadows in the Bloom. There are over 80 groups performing in and around Granville Island for this year's Fringe Festival, and it runs to September 19th. If you see some shows, you can vote for your favorites. Then the pick of the Fringe runs to the 23rd to the 26th. And thanks for joining us today. We're going to leave you with a look at another show. It's a multicultural drama called Dirt, and we'll see you next time.
Surprised at the size of the pores of my skin. My head shape could remind him of a monthly child. Damn it. Simply. I'm a foreigner. All right? Illegal. A foreigner. Haven't been tortured. Not a foreign friend. Don't call me a foreign friend. Because of friendship. Somebody like me doesn't have this stuff for friendship. Betrayal is a state of mind. You all don't know anything about that. Don't think. Say it. Say it.